Let's set the stage with a humble fishing family. This family calls the sea their home, their livelihood, and their constant companion. The family's life is woven so tightly with the sea that one can hardly tell where the sea ends and their life begins. Every morning, they set sail on their boat, casting their nets into the deep blue, hoping for a good catch. The sea, however, is as unpredictable as life itself. Some days their nets brim with fish, shimmering silver under the sun. On other days, they return with empty nets, the sea having decided to keep its treasures. These are the simple words of their life: fish, boat, sea, nets, and catch. Their life is a constant struggle, a fight to make ends meet. The money they earn from selling the day's catch barely covers their daily expenses, yet they don't let their financial difficulties steal away their smiles. Their love for each other is a beacon of hope that shines brighter than the lighthouse on the shore. It's their shared laughter, the warmth of shared meals, and the comfort of shared dreams that keep them going, despite the hardships they face. They are like the sea they sail on, sometimes calm, sometimes stormy, but always resilient. They face each day with determination, their hearts filled with the hope that tomorrow will be better. They dream of a life where they don't have to worry about the next meal, a life where they can afford little luxuries that most take for granted. Their story is not uncommon. There are many who sail the same seas, cast the same nets, and share the same dreams. But every story has its own twist, its own turn. And this family, living their life of hardship, was on the brink of such a turn. But little did they know, their lives were about to take a turn they never could have imagined. One day, as the sun rose, something unusual happened. The father, a seasoned fisherman, found himself wrestling with his fishing net. It was heavier than usual. Pulling it up, he discovered a strange, big fish caught in it. The fish was unlike any they had seen before, its scales shimmering with a unique luster that was almost enchanting. The father's eyes widened with excitement. He could not help but marvel at this mysterious creature wriggling in his net. It was a big fish, much bigger than anything he had ever caught. Its size alone was enough to feed their family for days, maybe even weeks. But it wasn't just the size that was extraordinary. It was the fish's appearance that was truly mesmerizing. This fish was strange. Its scales were not the typical silver or gray that they were used to seeing. Instead, they shone with a spectrum of colors, an iridescent sheen that danced under the morning sunlight. It was as if the fish had swallowed a rainbow. The family was both amazed and curious about this extraordinary creature from the depths of the sea. The children, their eyes wide with wonder, asked their father about the big, exciting fish. Their father, a man of few words, could only shrug. He had been fishing in these waters for years, but he had never seen anything like this before. It was a mystery, a beautiful enigma delivered to them by the sea. The unusual catch sparked a sense of curiosity in the family. They wondered what could have caused the fish's vibrant colors, its unusual size. Could it be a new species? Or perhaps it had eaten something extraordinary? Their minds filled with questions and speculations. It was a puzzle, a riddle given to them by the sea, waiting to be solved. The family huddled around the fish, their faces reflecting a mix of awe and curiosity. After a moment of contemplation, they made a decision. They were going to find out what made this fish so unique. Their curiosity piqued. They decided to open the fish and see what was inside. What they found inside the fish left them utterly astonished. At first, they thought it was just a rock, a peculiar object that had somehow made its way into the belly of their catch. But as they looked closer, their eyes widened in disbelief. What they thought were ordinary stones turned out to be diamonds, glinting with a brilliance that seemed to light up their humble dwelling. And there, nestled alongside the diamonds, lay pearls, not just one or two, but a handful of them, each one shimmering with a soft, ethereal glow. They held them up to the light, their faces reflecting the radiant hues of these precious gems. The room was filled with a sense of awe. "Diamonds," the father whispered, his voice barely audible. His hands were trembling as he held the valuable gems, the rough edges of the diamonds a stark contrast to his weathered, calloused hands. He looked at his wife, his eyes gleaming with a mixture of disbelief and joy. "And pearls," he added, his voice filled with wonder. His wife, equally astonished, could only nod in agreement. Their children, too young to fully grasp the magnitude of their discovery, watched their parents with wide-eyed curiosity. They didn't fully understand what was happening, but they could sense the excitement in the air, the palpable change in their parents' demeanor. This was a moment of realization, a realization that their lives were about to change. They were no longer just a poor fishing family scraping by each day. They were now the owners of a fortune they had never dreamed of. A fortune brought to them by the sea, hidden away in the belly of a fish. Their lives, which had been marked by hardship and struggle, had taken an unexpected turn. They looked at each other, their faces glowing in the light of the diamonds and pearls they held in their hands. Their hearts were filled with a newfound hope, a sense of anticipation for the future. In an instant, their lives changed from a poor fishing family to the owners of an unexpected fortune. Fortune had turned its wheel for the humble fishing family. A gust of change blew across their lives, dispersing the clouds of hardships and ushering in a dawn of newfound affluence. Their existence, once marked by the relentless struggle for daily sustenance, was now bathed in the warm glow of prosperity. The family, always humble and grounded, embraced their new circumstances with grace and wisdom. The precious diamonds and pearls, those glittering symbols of wealth, did not blind them. Instead, they used their fortune to build a new life, not just for themselves, but for their entire community. The once dilapidated shack by the sea was replaced with a comfortable home, a sanctuary that echoed with laughter and joy. Yet, the heart of the family remained in the sea, the vast expanse that had bestowed upon them their fortune. They bought a new sturdy boat, a vessel that held the promise of safer journeys and bountiful catches. Life was different yet familiar. The father, still a fisherman at heart, sailed into the sea with the first light of dawn. But now there was no desperation in his eyes, only a serene happiness. The mother, no longer worn by worry and hardship, found time to cultivate her love for weaving. The children, their faces aglow with the light of education, embraced the world of knowledge with enthusiasm. Never forgetting their roots, the family became a beacon of hope for their community. They used their fortune to build a school for the village children, a hospital for the sick, and wells to provide clean water. Their actions were guided by a simple belief: fortune is truly fortunate when shared. Their life was a testament to the transformative power of fortune. They were happy, content, and above all, fortunate. Their days were filled with the simple joys of life, and their nights sparkled with the glittering promise of a better tomorrow. And so, the poor fishing family lived happily, proving that fortune can come in the most unexpected ways.